coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. They'll look to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Fielded just inside the 20. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
The Bengals with 2 extra DBs. A nickel look on third.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
He'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Red.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Second and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Well, now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Jags grab it. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been in a lot of practices. It's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bengals 14-yard line.
Let's go. 60 out low. You.
On second down, Hendricks. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, Hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They'll set up a throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
49, check 49, check 49.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
Move. 3 down, 3 down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
66. Fully
On 1st down. Hubbard, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down now. It's Hubbard, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. This one brought in by the 6'5" tight end Waring. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll try the left side. Hendricks. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd and 9 now. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 37.
That's good for another Jacksonville 1st and 10 at the 37.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Check back, check back.
They'll set up to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Check 31. 66. Pull it. Now. Wahoo. 90 is the single.
He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the... Bengals 16.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
They come out here in the I. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
You got 3 down, 3 down.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Two times. Go. 90 is the mic. I got it.
He'll look to throw. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Darius Slayton His second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll make the score 14-0. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, they're still ailing. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Aaron Donald in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Kill, turn up. 25, check 25, check 25. Check,
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be fielded at the 17. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been...
Tyler Boyd, he's going to go. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now a carry here for the fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play, he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Red, 60 orange for exit. Let's go. Blue guard working. Blue guard working.
They'll run on 1st down. Hubbard, and they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here we go again.
Looking to throw. And he's going to go down again. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go. Here we go. Here I come. Here I come. Sponge. 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 No, no, no.
They'll try and run with their fullback. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Probably a bit of a surprise call there on 1st down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
He's checking.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now back to throw. He's going to let one fly for Tate. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's complete to Slayton. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
He'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
They throw again on second down. This one's complete.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
That catch good for 5. It's third down. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to make it fourth down. They'll look to throw here. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Aaron Donald. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I'm going to run you over. Check 50, check 50.
On the give, this is their fullback. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively, kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Aaron Donald has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Loss of 5 yards. It's second down.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Completes this to Waring. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there that sprang the big guy?
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off right around the 43, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, That's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
It's a very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. A give to the fullback on the dive. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On just about every team, okay, forget it. On every team, the goal is to be in 3rd and what they call manageable, to give yourself a chance to pick up a 1st down. How about that call on 2nd down? The big man puts them in position to make it 3rd and manageable. I wonder if he'll get a 2nd chance at it to try and pick up the 1st down.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man, Slayton. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
That's good for the Jaguars. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Set. Hey, Romo. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 22, jet, Romo. 22, jet, Romo.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part.